Hey, what's going on everyone, Fantasy Monkey here, back with another video, and in this one we're going to go over the NHL trade deadline and outline some of the fantasy implications that it had. We will let you know what the major deals were and if there's any benefit or loss in regards to the players. But before we get into this video, if you're not subscribed, please go and hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn notifications on so you can get the most up-to-date info as soon as we post it. But anyways, with all this being said, let's get right into it. First up, I'm going to talk about the Taylor Hall trade. He was essentially shipped out of Buffalo and over to Boston for a second round pick. In my opinion, Buffalo got fleeced, especially when you compare what other players on the market got. Sam fucking Bennett got a second round pick. So good on Boston for getting a former MVP for the same price. Yes, I know he's been playing like ass, and I'm sure the cap and no trade clause played a factor, but come on Buffalo, get something right for once. Anyways, for those of you who have Hall, the good news is that he has some potential to be fantasy relevant to finish the season here. He will most likely suit up on the second line alongside Krejci and Pasta, and there's also a chance that he gets on power play 1. The key thing is he's up with Boston's top guys. This will definitely help him get his game back. He's only 78% rostered, so if he's available in your league, take a chance on this guy. There's no guarantees, but there's potential for something good here. Now moving on to the next trade. This is probably the one that no one saw coming, and I'm sure caught many by surprise. The Washington Capitals acquired Anthony Mantha from the Detroit Red Wings for Jacob Vrana and Richard Panik, along with a first and second round pick. Wow, good on Detroit for getting this much for Mantha, and at the same time, I don't see what the heck Washington was doing in this deal. But anyways, to say the least, Mantha has been disappointing for Detroit, and it seemed like he wanted out of there anyways. He's a good player and easily a 30-goal scorer when everything is going well. He has potential and has shown some flashes of it in the past. In terms of fantasy, I think he can be useful depending on where he slots in for Washington. It's hard seeing him on power play 1, but he will definitely be on the second unit, and I do see him in the top 6 for sure. He's on a good team now and has some good players around him, so he should be motivated. He's only 37% rostered in Yahoo. I say take a chance on him if you can afford to. It might take him some time to do something here, and Washington has 6 games combined for this week and next week, so it's not ideal for those of you in fantasy playoffs. I would stay away if you can't afford this type of schedule. On the other hand though, Jacob Vrana has the potential to do better here as well. He has been pretty cold as of late and definitely was almost a drop candidate, but this move might benefit him as he will for sure get more usage in Detroit. He's a talented player who has shown that he can score. I see him playing alongside Larkin while also being on the top power play unit. For those of you who have him, I'd hold on here for a bit just to see how he does. There's a chance that he does good. Next up, Nick Foligno was moved out of Columbus over to Toronto. This was a good trade for Toronto as I believe he can add a lot for them there. A veteran leader who is gritty. In terms of fantasy, there is some potential for him to be useful. He gets good peripherals and can also add some points, but this solely depends on him being in the top 6 of Toronto. I would add him and stash him for now because he does have to go on a 7-day quarantine, so do be aware of that. I say keep your eyes on him and see where he lands in Toronto. And lastly, Kyle Palmieri was traded over to the Islanders. Good on the Islanders for getting Palmieri, but in terms of fantasy, it wasn't the most optimal destination that we hoped for. The fact is, the Islanders don't score that much. Palmieri has already played in a couple games and has gotten a goal already. As of right now, he's on the 3rd line and 2nd power play unit, but he was on the top power play unit at one point. His ice time is also low at around 14 minutes a night so far. He has the potential to move up in the lineup and get more usage, but I'm sure not many of you can afford to wait and see. It's hard to say how useful he will be for fantasy, but at least give him a couple more games and see what he does. And then after that, evaluate if you can afford to hold him or not. And that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and post your comments down below. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a good day.